What's up, everybody? Wanted to make a video. I've been getting questions about my Stamp Templar for PVE Dragonhold. It's a I figured you guys could benefit more from the video than me actually telling you on mic. So I've got about a half a dozen people hit me up in the past 10 days or so about my build and everything else. So I'll probably redirect the people that I've talked to this video to maybe help them out a little bit, and I hope this can add something to what you got going on. You know, by no means am I hitting the highest numbers on here. 79,200 is my highest DPS. It could be better, but I'm working on it, right? So it's one of those things. So, but I hope I can help you out. So Stamp Templar Orc. I am a vampire. Shadow Boon. And of course this is your parse food, right? You don't use that in a trial or dungeon. That's just for parsing, right? Stam recovery. But 64 obviously in the stamina. I wear all 7 pieces of your armor is light. Medium light. Yeah, right. So, and the sets I use is deadly. So this is the axe and the dagger, right? Nirnhone and sharpened. Okay, it's a great set. It's a great set for the Templar right now. Loki is obviously good for Necros and stuff like this, but for a Stamplar, this is a great set. A great set to use. I really like it. It doesn't matter what your enchants are on these, because it's going to be overcome with the double dot poisons. You're going to throw on the front over here. The double dot poisons that you get, that we've all destroyed over the past however many years, that came in with crown crates and stuff like that, those are actually best in slot right now, by a little bit more than what these are, but it's very close, right? It's very close. So you can kick yourself in the ass now for destroying those like I did. I can't tell you, I don't even want to think about it, but this is a close one. So just Google how to make those. I don't have my book in front of me, or I tell you how to make those, what the ingredients are, but make a couple thousand because you go through them. All right. So deadly axe. Now you can go dagger if you want. Don't go axe. Go either axe dagger or dagger. But both of them you're going to have Nirnhone in the front, sharpened in the back. Okay, and then Maelstrom bow on the back. If you don't have Maelstrom bow, go masters. If you don't have master, then throw another deadly bow on the back. Okay, so you're not on the back bar for very much, but Maelstrom obviously infuses what you want, right, with that enchant right there, the weapon damage enchant. So Celine's on your head and shoulders. All right. I'm still missing my last piece of perfected reliquins, so I'm having to use regular old reliquins that you can get from Cloudrest Normal. So that's how easy it is to get this gear. Okay, Cloudrest Normal. The hardest part about getting this gear is finding a group to go get the gear, because that's why I'm missing my last piece of perfected. So you cannot mix perfected with regular. That does not work. So get your reliquins. It's easy to get. Alright, so reliquins, this is all medium. Head, shoulders, Celine's, chest, waist, hands, legs, feet, all divines. Okay, this is the rest of your deadly, neck, and this is, as you can see, bloodthirsty, and all 3 of them have the weapon damage enchant. Alright, I am an orc, so sustain is an issue. If sustain is really an issue for you, then I would put a stam recovery glyph on one of these. Just one, don't do 2, just do 1. If it's really a problem, then put 2, but just start off with 1. Alright, as you get better at this rotation, you will you'll notice that it's not as big of a problem, right? So the biggest thing is when you're over here hitting this big old dummy, if you'll notice, the first thing that comes up on the ground is synergies, blessed shards. Make sure you hit them every time that you can. You hit those every time that you can, you're good, right? So it's which the thing is to hit them every time that they come up, right? That's basically what it comes down to. So that will help you with your stam recovery, and as well, my rotation is as follows. As you can see, this is my front bar rotation. So I have, if you look at them, you can count them, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Fighters Guild abilities, which gives me the boost. Well, let's just go on down there. Instead of talking about it, we'll look at it, right? Fighters Guild abilities, right? You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Fighters Guild abilities on there, right? And the reason why you do that is because of that passive right there. Increase your weapon damage by 3% for each Fighter's Guild ability slotted. Current bonus 12%. That's a lot of damage, guys. It's a lot of damage. Okay, so yeah. So 4 Fighter's Guild abilities on the front, and then of course if you're Templar, you see Power of the Light on triangle and jabs. Okay. In the back bar rotation is hail. Oops. And then if you come up here, you'll notice that on my stamina ability, I have Ritual Retribution, which is a magic ability, right? So now you're saying to yourself, Mo, why you got a magic ability on a stam character? Because stam's an issue. Stamina sustain is an issue. Okay, this does a dot. It's not a lot, right? When it crits out, it crits at like 7,000, you know, but most of the time it's about 3 or 4, but it's for 12 seconds. Okay, so every 2 seconds it'll pop 7,000, 4,000, 5,000, 7,000. You know what I mean? So it is a dot. All right, it does add to it. All right, it's not much of a dot because it's a magic ability and we're stam, but it is a dot nevertheless, and it helps you with your sustain on your stamina. All right, restoring focus. I still have to level this up. Okay, I mean, it only adds 1 second to it, but whatever. So the reason why you wear this is for 2 reasons. You wear this in a dungeon or a trial, and you can see at the bottom, standing within the rune increases your physical resistance and spell resistance by 50%. That's huge, huge. So, and then which makes you very tanky. When I have this down, I have I'll park it here in a second and show you, but as you can see, you also recover 240 stamina every 1 second. Your sustain, even as an orc, people have asked me, well, should I go red guard or no? Absolutely not. You're giving up weapon damage. You're giving up power for freaking regen. And with this right here on your bar, there's absolutely no reason why you should be going. Regen should be an issue for you. If regen is an issue for you, you're missing your light attacks. Point blank, or you're not laying this down on the ground when it needs to. It's a 19-second buff. That means every other rotation, this will be off of your bar for about 4 or 5 seconds, right? Because by the time you go front bar, back bar, front bar, it'll wear off. But it's only off for about 5 seconds. Don't go out of your way to reapply it. It's not that big of a deal. When you get back to it on your back bar, then reapply it every other rotation. But don't go out of your way to reapply this. You shouldn't have to, all right? So that's what we're doing there, all right? So hail, that's it. Okay, and then then my ultis on your back bar is you got empowering sweep, right? Empowering sweep, Adric spear round, holy vengeance, dealing 9,000 physical damage to all enemies nearby, additional 34 physical damage every 2 seconds for 6-second duration, extended by 2 seconds for each enemy hit. So what that means is when you're in a situation where it's 6 seconds, right? So you have 2 of these dummies standing here. When I pop it, you'll see the buff at the bottom. It's 9 seconds. See it? If you do that for one target, it's 6 seconds. I don't know why it said 9. It should have. You only add 2 seconds to the ability, but nevertheless, the more targets for that, the better, right? If you're in a trash pool and you're in a dungeon or something, hit that, man, because it does a lot of damage. And if you look, right, 39, 34 physical damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Now that's on my back bar, right? Let's flip to my front bar, because when you hit that, you come off your back bar to your front. Now look at it. 45, 87 physical damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. During the duration is extended by 2 seconds for each enemy hit. Gain empowering for the duration, increasing your damage of your light attacks by 40%. That's enormous. Okay, now people have told me to hit Flawless Dawnbreaker on my front because it's more of a single target ultimate. But I'll be honest with you, I've messed around with it and I've goofed around with it, and yes, and the reason why they tell me that is, go down here to the Fighters Guild abilities. If you look at the bottom, after activating, your weapon damage is increased by 300 for 20 seconds, which ultimately, that's a lot of weapon damage. But my DPS is higher even on single target using the Adric, right? So maybe I'm just not animation canceling it outright, but I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot of weapon damage. Right, 10,574 physical damage to all enemies nearby, and an additional 4578 physical damage every 2 seconds, right? So I don't know. I can't outperform the powering sweep on the back bar. Plus, here's the most important part, right? This is an Adric spear line, okay? So an Adric spear line involves your jabs, your sweeps, if you have to put them back there, your shards, right? But this is why I think this outperforms for me anyway, right? When you deal damage with an Adric Spear ability, you have a 25% chance to deal an additional 5,945 physical damage or 2,071 magic damage, whichever one is higher. This effect can occur every 0.5 seconds. Okay, so every half a second you have a 25% chance to proc a 5945 physical damage, deal additional 5945 physical damage. So let's just put just to make it easy, I'm going to put shards on my bar and show you all something. Alright, you'll see it proc 18,000. That was it right there, 18,000. That's from your shards, right? Your shards is that little number down on the bottom, 3,000, whatever it is, right? I don't use that, 17,000, right? So that's the Adric Spear. That's passive that I'm telling you about, okay? It's down here. I always look at stuff on my back bar for some reason. Right, so right there, that's what that's all about. So yes, the ideal behind it is the passives, right? Not necessarily the damage, not necessarily the damage that you're doing with the shard, right? Or with the empowering sweeps. Although the empowering sweeps it does a considerable amount of damage, but that is proccing. That empowering sweep being up for 6 seconds or 7 seconds, however long it is, while it's going, is affected by this burning light too. So keep that in mind, right? So that for me, I can't get a DPS test to outperform this sweep. I can't. I don't know, and I've tried doing it both ways, and I can't. It's about 1,000 lower for me. Now I've seen people DPS test and it's higher. They hit higher numbers than I do, but with my exact rotation and the way I have it going on, I can't get it. The sweeps for me is the best thing, right? So just throwing that out there. You guys do what you want. If you guys can get a higher DPS test with flawless on the front, then put flawless on the front by all means. But I can't get it to proc. I can't get higher numbers with flawless on the front. But that's just me. All right. So my rotation as goes. All right. You have hail. You have ritual retribution, restoring focus. Okay. So ritual is the dot damage, restoring focus is your buff. Okay, so when you're doing this rotation, this should be the first thing that goes down. That's your stam regen. So what's nice about it is you don't even have to look at your buff bar, right? You see the ring on the ground? It's beautiful, right? When that goes away, you know it's time to reapply it, right? So I'm going to do this rotation really slow, right? So I pop a pot. They do endless hail, light attack, swap bars, power of the light, and then jabs, light attack 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Reapply light, jabs 2 times. Swap bars, hail. Now we did that slow, right? Like way slower than we're supposed to do. All right. So when you always apply this every rotation. When you pick the speed up, you're only going to apply this every other rotation, right? 12 second dot, 19-second buff, right? It'll go to 20 when I get it finally leveled up to, but I'm not really worried about it. So this is every rotation on the back bar. This is every other rotation on the back bar. All right, because there's no sense in reapplying it. Even though the cost is only 717, which is nothing, there's the time that it takes to lay it down. You know what I'm saying. There's no sense in doing it twice. So you're gonna pop a pot. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm sick of wasting pots, right? You're going to pop a pot. Then you're going to do ritual, or you're going to put restoring down first. Hail, ritual, then go right into the sweep. If you guys are looking at my buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Light. 1, 2. Swap bars. Hail. Ritual. I'm doing it slow so you can see it. One, 2. Swap bars. Hail. Ritual. Ulti. Trap. Power light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Swap bars. Trap. Light. Jabs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Swap bars. See how the ring's still down on the ground, so I don't need to apply it then. I picked up the pace a little bit, okay? So I'm going to do one in full speed, and then you guys can see it. I'm not going to do the whole damn dummy, but I'm going to show you guys, all right? This is full speed, all right? And you'll see just the dot damage, and you'll see me hit the synergies, okay? Because the synergies are very important to hit, all right? They keep your stam up. All right, so we're going to start this off here in a second. As soon as that, okay, we're good to go. So, buff. All right, buff, pot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Swap bars. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Light. 1, 2. Swap bars. Now watch me hit the synergy. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Swap bars. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. It's that easy. All right. So it's just a quick rotation back and forth. You're on your jabs the most of the time. So it's I'll go over my CP now with you guys, so we all know. 66 Mastered Arms. And I'm going to be messing around with this here too, with the physical weapon expert, because every video that I've watched has me hitting a flawless Dawnbreaker. But I think I'm going to take a little bit out and put it into here, because I'm hitting the sweeps off the back bar, so which increases my weapon damage by 40%. So, but I think I can increase it some more by putting some in here. I'm just not sure exactly where I'm going to pull it from to put in there, but I'm going to mess around with it a little bit. But for right now, like I said, I'm hitting almost 80k with this. Okay. Mastered Arms, 66 in the Master Arms, 18 in the Thaumaturge, right? I know you're thinking that's kind of low, just trust me. 61 Precise Strikes, 61 in the Piercing, 64 in the Mighty, alright? That's basically it, guys. Like I said, it's just rinse and repeat. The pots on the bottom are the weapon damage pots. There's no easy way to get to those big numbers except for just simply standing in front of this dummy for like days and days and days on end. And I know it's relentless and it's just boring sometimes, right? But like once you start getting those good numbers and you're like, oh hell yeah, I got 45,000, and then you're like, I know I can hit 46, and then you hit 46, right? And then you hit 47, and then you start thinking to yourself, I'm right at 50, I got to keep going. So it's like almost an addiction, right? So then you get to 50, right? Then you're like, man, I don't think I'll ever get higher than this. And then you get to 55, and then you got 60 in your sights, and you do 60, and then 70, and now I'm at 79 too. So you know what I'm looking at, right? 79 too. 80 is like right there around the corner. So that's where I'm striving to be. So make yourself a bunch of food, make yourself a bunch of pots. Feel free to travel to my house if you like. And who changed my damn? Somebody changed that shit. Feel free to travel to my house if you guys want to, and use my dummy as much as you want. There we go. I like the frost one. And right here is where it's at. So my house is the Hall Lunar Champion. When you come in, go to the right. I got all the Mundastones here. I only got some of the crafting tables over there, but yeah, feel free to use it. So like I said, I'm going to post a video at the end of this with my DPS test. It's going to be really, really fast, so but you guys can see it what it's like in real fast motion. So oh, one more thing, maybe I should make this a different video. Okay, at the end of everything that I do a light attack. Endless Hail, light attack. Ritual, light attack. I do. Alright, the only time that I don't do a light attack is if I'm coming off the back bar to the front bar, right? So if you go over here and you look, right, when I hit, a lot of times when I hit circle, right, I do it off the back bar and go right to the front, just because I want to speed that time up, right? That's animation canceling, guys. If you do it like this, see how long it takes? If I push square and then swap bars, you don't even see it, okay? So that goes the same. That's the same for this, you know what I mean? With my ultimate, or with hail, or with anything, right? You do Endless Hail, it takes him forever, right? He's got his arm up in the air, you know, he's checking the wind direction, you know, pulls the arrow back, right? If you're on the end of your rotation and you want to do hail, let's come over here so you guys can see the arrows, right? You don't even see it. That's animation canceling. All I'm doing is swapping bars, right? Now you have block cast animation canceling, right? So that's if you want to do hail. That was hail, and I blocked in the middle of the hail, and then I shot a light attack off, right? Do it over here where you can't see the arrows. That was hail. So what I'm saying is, most of your attacks, most of your animations can be canceled out somewhat, maybe not all the way, with a light attack at the end. Okay, so when I'm doing jabs on a target, you have jabs, right? So that's light attacks, and I do it real slow, right? Right? Watch me get faster. You can see the Reliquance proc on the top, so you know I'm not missing them, right? I'm going to slowly speed this up. Every one of those is a light attack in there, okay? That's something you need to practice on doing. Alright, I'm getting a light attack on every ability. Right? So every ability is a light attack. Every one. So don't try to do it at this speed. You're not going to learn it at that speed. Alright? Start off slow. Light attack ability, no matter what it is. Alright, I'm doing a light attack every time I do something. And then eventually pick up the pace. And that's how you get those big numbers. Okay, easy enough. Alright guys, I hope this helped. I'm going to link another video at the bottom of this later.